Hi, and welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. This is episode 471, and we're here live in Southwest Florida, specifically in my beautiful tropical backyard. And we are back to normal weather here on the west coast of Florida today. So, very excited about that. If you're joining me live, please say hello. Let me know where you're from. Hi Joe, hi Viviana, hi Christy and Lucy and Carrie. Thanks for joining live, everybody. Good evening. Hi Kim and Lisa. Hi Joe. Thanks for joining live. Hi Melissa. And let's see, hi Carrie. Glad you all could join me live. Welcome back. Hi, Christine and Anna. Hi, Judy. Thanks for joining live, everybody. Wait a few seconds. Thanks, Kim. Hi, Val. Hi, Pamela. Yeah, the storm skipped us, so we really lucked out. Hope everybody else fares well. Sad to see what's going on in the Bahamas and how much damage they had, but hopefully the storm dissipates now, and we'll see what happens. But hi Thea and Chris. Oh, everyone's saying this is a top. It's not a top, it's a dress, and it's a new dress that I found on Amazon. So it comes in a bunch of different prints, and it is a wrap dress. Now back up so you can see the whole thing. It is super duper cute. It's kind of a real wrap dress and kind of a faux wrap dress. I can see, how much can I show you without exposing myself? Oh, I can. Yeah, the dress, okay, a real wrap dress would come apart completely right now when I undid the belt, because, let's see, how can I do this without exposing myself? Okay, the dress is attached on this side. Can I show you without? Okay, can you tell the dress is attached? I'm gonna cover my boob though for it. So it's attached, but that's the only part that's attached. The rest of it is still a proper wrap dress. It's not a faux wrap dress because you still have to wrap the ties around. And came in lots of really cute prints. I happen to really love this one. It's a pale coral. They called it orange on there, but it's a pale peachy or pale peach kind of a color. And it has a beautiful shell print in white. But it came in lots of different prints. And if you go to my Amazon, and it's that nice stretchy fabric, so super easy to wear, super comfortable to wear, does not wrinkle, easy to throw in the washing machine, and you probably wouldn't need to dry this at all, but it's not one of those fabrics that doesn't wrinkle. Tina loves the color. Me too, I love the color, but it was hard to choose a color because so many of the prints were that cute, so I had to try one. I bought a size large. I am 5'9", 175 pounds, and I'm wearing the size large. If that helps anybody in figuring out what size would work for you. I like the length on it too. Did you see that it, I can't remember if I showed you how long it comes. Yeah, so it's just to my kneecap, which I think is a nice comfortable length. I think that I could wear it with flats. I think I could wear it with heels. But you'll have to check it on the shop. It's amazon.com/shop/Kristin Omdahl, and you can find the link in the video description here. I have several folders there, and one of them is called fashion, and one of them's arts and crafts, one of them's fashion, one of them's beauty, and then I think there's another one. So makeup and hair products I have in the beauty one. Fashion is all of the clothes, and then arts and crafts would be where you would find any of the tools or craft supplies that we talk about as well. So in there, the very first dress that you'll see is this one. And when you click on it, you'll see that it has lots of prints. There's a turquoise one that I really want to try. There's a pink one that's super cute, but this is the one that really just spoke to my heart right away. And I was like, I have to try it in the light peach first. Be really great to wear any of my Chantilly lace vests over it. I think tropical hot coral would be really pretty over this too. So lots of yarn choices for making a vest or making a cardigan or even just a shawl to wear over it. Does anybody have any other questions or want me to show any of the other features of it? It does it have a sewn waistband? No. No seam on the waistband. It's one solid piece from top to bottom. There's a seam on both sides though. And is there seam down the back? Nope, no seam down the back either. So it's just the seams on the sides and the shoulders. But it's not lined, but it's, you know, real nice stretchy fabric. It's not see-through. I noticed that as well. It's not see-through, which is nice as well. Thanks, Millie. Yeah, I was concerned about the storm too. Definitely relieved to know that the storm passed us all together. I was mentioned in a podcast. Well, that's wonderful. Positively, it sounds like too. That's great. We all want to be mentioned positively when we're spoken about, right? We can only hope. You never know. All right, so we're going to talk about my dress. The next thing I wanted to talk about is I released a brand new pattern yesterday. There will be a video for it eventually as well, but I wanted to show it to you because, first of all, it's beautiful. This is so we're calling it the Leila Lace Motif Runner. And so it's a runner that I decorate my own personal dresser with. And when you see the photos of the pattern, their photos are of my bedroom. So you'll see that this is what I place on my dresser where I put my purse when I come home, or sometimes I do my makeup at that dresser. And this is what I have decorated on the surface. What's really gorgeous about this is that there are two separate motifs here. And I'll show you. This is one motif here. So those are the big ones. Those are the motif A's. And then these are the little mini motif B's. And it is when you combine those two motifs together that you get this truly magnificent, magical fabric because of the way those two motifs work together to create the fabric. Isn't that beautiful? It's very simple. The large motif is done in 3 rounds, and the little motif is done in 1 round. And so I'll put a link to the pattern in the video description when we're done tonight, but you can easily find it. It would be the top pattern on my website right now if you went to the single pattern shop page. In that pattern, you're not only going to get the written instructions for how to make both motifs, you're going to learn how to join the motifs together. You're going to get charts for all of the motifs, and you're also going to get information on what dimensions to use to make this into different size shawls, different size scarves, and different size throws. Because wouldn't this be gorgeous as a shawl or a scarf or a cowl or a throw as well? So all sorts of ways to make this. Got another question just now. What yarn is it? This is Be So Fine yarn in colorway Harbor Fog. Be So Fine is my 100% bamboo yarn that is #1 fingering weight. It comes 650 yards per ball, and we also used a size D3 crochet hook to make this beautiful motif lace. Honestly, I could stare at something like this for hours. There's something about the combination of two different motifs, the large motifs combined with the interior motifs that take up that negative space between the large motifs. There's just something about it that draws my eye in, but also just mesmerizes me, because it's almost hard to figure out where one motif begins and one motif ends and the next one begins. And I think you're going to really enjoy making it because you'll see that magic happen as you're joining the motifs together. So the pattern is digital. It's a digital download. It's $3.99. In the pattern, you get all the written instructions for both motifs. You get the information on how to join all the motifs. You get charts for all of that and a schematic, and then you get information on different sizes of different projects, from scarves to shawls and throws, so that you could combine more motifs or less to make different shape projects within these two motifs. Does anybody have any other questions about that? I'll put a link in the video description in case you have trouble finding it, but it's the top pattern on my website. Yes, Kim, me too. I love the geometry of the fabric once you combine those two motifs. It's just magical the way they come together. And I will be doing a quick video sharing some tips and tricks on how to do it. And the whole thing is $3.99 and instant downloads. You can go, you could start it tonight if you wanted to. And if you're worried about practicing it, if you're worried about if this would be your first time doing something in a #1 fingering weight yarn, you could always try it on a heavier yarn first. I always say that when you're trying a new technique, it's sometimes helpful to start in your wheelhouse. So if you're used to doing things in worsted weight yarn and, like, say an H hook, try the new technique there and make sure you feel comfortable, and then move on to the finer weight yarn too. But you just need to practice where you're comfortable first, and once you get the hang of it, then move on to the finer yarn, because it is definitely worth it to make something like this in the fine yarn. Imagine this as a cowl or a scarf or a shawl. Can you imagine that as a shawl? Wouldn't that be just absolutely gorgeous? Even this color looks pretty with my dress. Or you could make it a little bigger and make it a capelet, or you could make it a little bigger and make it a cowl or a Mobius or a scarf. It might even be pretty as a headband, maybe, maybe not. But so many different ways to make this into something large. It'd be beautiful as a throw at the end, at like the foot of your bed, or a throw on over the back of the couch. But I mean, a shawl, no brainer, right? This would be amazing as a shawl, a big rectangular shawl. I would love that. I would definitely wear that. Yep, there's charts included, yes. Yep, there's charts for both motifs and charts for how to join them together too. Yep, everything's included. You're welcome. I'm enjoying making charts so much these days that it's the more I enjoy it, the more I do it. The more I do it, the better I get at it. Yeah, oh, a full tablecloth would be gorgeous too. I love it on my dressers, a darker color, so the contrast is really beautiful. But to make it bigger and cover an entire table, that would be gorgeous. Yes, I would love to see it. And whatever you decide to make with it, please send me photos. I would love to see photos of whatever you end up making with this gorgeous fabric. Because it's the fabric that's gorgeous. It doesn't matter what type of project you make. Any project would be gorgeous with this. You could even change colors too if you wanted to. Thanks, Judy. Yeah, I'm very, very pleased with the way that magic happens with combining one large motif with a smaller motif in the holes. It's hard to tell where one motif begins and one ends. And sometimes it's hard to tell which one's the big motif. So like, I'll show you. This is the big motif, and this is the little motif. But if I back up, because of the way the framing is, that looks like it could be the big motif now, right? No, that's the big motif, and that's the little motif. But see how it's hard to figure out which one's which? You have to actually go to the, you know, the edge of the fabric to figure it out, because at the edge are the big ones. But if you're looking in the middle of the fabric, you know, is that the big motif or is that the big motif? It's hard to tell the difference when you're in the middle of the fabric, which I find that to be so fascinating. I love that. And obviously this would be a project that does wonders being blocked. See, I blocked it at all of the different points, and especially something that you want to lie flat, like as a table runner or even as a shawl, it really lends itself really well to being blocked. Melissa wants to know, are there beads? No, there aren't, but you could absolutely add beads to this. You could add beads on all the points, or you could add beads to the centers of each of the motifs, or if you just used Be So Fine Bling yarn, you could add a sparkle to all of it by just adding the silver yarn, or you could carry along a sequin yarn like Be So Dazzling with Be So Fine and get sparkle that way too. Yeah, it does look like a sand dollar. I agree, Joe. These are 8-pointed stars, so all of the motifs have 8 points to them, the large ones and the little ones. No, I did not use a stiffener. I washed it in Wrapture and blocked it just natural, but sure, you could put a stiffener in there, absolutely. Sure you could. No, I did not make the motifs first and then join them. I joined them as I go. So I made a motif, joined it to the next one, made a motif and joined it to the one previous, made another one, joined it to the previous. I did all of the large motifs first, and then I came back through and made all of the small motifs afterwards. And that's what I'll explain in the video too. That I'll be able to show you a little bit of that in the video. Holly doesn't have Facebook. That's okay. No big deal. You've got YouTube. Yes, I did block it. No, I did not stiffen it. I just washed it in Wrapture and pinned it out and laid it flat to dry. Does anybody have any other questions about that? Thanks, Donna. I will be, the next PDF tutorial will be coming out this week as well, and that one's going to be on half double crochet. So I've got all of the swatches here, so that tutorial is going to show you how to do half double crochet, working in rows, working even in rounds, and then we'll have a top down triangle, which is great for making a simple shawl. We'll have a rectangle shape for making placemats or rugs, how to make it into a hexagon and a circle and a square. So that PDF will include all 7 of those shapes, plus all of the charts and written instructions to make all of those 7 shapes. And then there will be a pattern included as well. And for that one, you're going to be getting a pattern for a really cute wristlet clutch purse. And that's probably a couple days away from being released, and all of that will be only $3.99 as well. Yarn used for upcoming. The yarn used for these? The yarn used, I'm not sure what you're asking. The yarn used in the purse is going to be, it is Be So Soulful and Be So Dazzling held together. Let me grab it. Hand me that purse on the table. Your little purse on the table. Right here. This is the little wristlet clutch. This is the one that will be part of that pattern collection. And this one holds 1 ball of Be So Soulful together with 1 ball of Be So Dazzling. How cute is that? Kind of goes with my dress too. Love the little wristlet chain. And that's done all in half double crochet. So for this one, I'll show you how to begin here, increase up here, and then work even all the way down the back and all the way up the front. Then I'll show you how to line it, and then sew the sides up, and then add the handle. Super cute. Yeah, it does look cute with my dress. I would definitely carry this with the dress. Yep, be so soulful and be so dazzling held together. I missed some questions. Oh, thanks, Leanne. Thanks, Barbara. Glad everybody likes it. I love it. I can't wait to use it. I haven't been anywhere yet to take it out of the house, but I plan on it. Oh, thanks. All right, well, we are almost to the end of the podcast, so if somebody would like to choose a number between 1 and 5, I will randomly pick a quote from one of the Create, Share, Inspire notebooks, and we will share it and talk about it. Any bling yarns sold out yet? No, I have everything in stock. Oh, and by tomorrow I should have Be So Fine and Be So Fine bling in stock for fall. So I've got a bunch of new colors coming in both of those too. So Be So Sporty is in stock, Be So Soulful in stock, Be So Sporty Bling is in stock. Those are all new fall colors, and Be So Fine and Be So Fine Bling in the new fall colors will be available tomorrow. In the meantime, all of the rest of my yarns, including Be So Fine regular colors, are all in stock as well. But I should have new color to show you tomorrow morning. I'm super excited because they are brand new colors that I've never dyed before and never showed you before. So exciting. And they're all matching. So for every Be So Fine Bling color, there's a matching Be So Fine regular. Because what I thought is that if you wanted to make a project and combine bling and regular Be So Fine, it might be fun to maybe do stripes with a little bling and a little without, or do a ruffle or an edging in matching the colors but with bling and none. So I dyed them all together. So something new. Somebody says number 5, so let's grab book number 5 and pick a quote. Ooh, okay, this is by Theopratus. Time is the most valuable thing a man can spend. So, so true. Our time is the most valuable gift we can give someone else. It's the most valuable thing we can spend on ourselves or on the people we love or on whatever we enjoy doing, right? And it's a good idea to pay attention to what we spend our time on, because maybe we're not spending it smart, or maybe we're not spending it wisely, right? It's always a good idea to reflect on where you spend your time, because there might be a way to reprioritize and spend it better. I think that that's an important thing, because it's funny, when I juggle things a lot, as you all know, but there are times when I've been able to fit in things that I wanted to do that I didn't think I had time to do, and it really has to do with making time and prioritizing and putting something that's important to you at the top of the list. And I've had some crazy goals in my life that if I were to have been told in advance, you're gonna find time in this to do that, I wouldn't have believed it. But it was having that time to really reflect on where I was spending my time and figuring out if I could reprioritize what I was doing to fit something in. And it's amazing that, I mean, I'll give you one example. I think like 6 years ago maybe, I was working full-time in my business as an entrepreneur, which is way more than working full-time at a job, and a single mom, and I wanted to learn how to run and train to run a full 26-mile marathon. Well, in order to run a 26-mile marathon, you actually have to do training runs an hour a day, then it's 2 hours a day, then it's 3 hours a day, and this is like 5 days a week for weeks at a time. And that is such a huge time commitment. And when I first said I was going to do it, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do that. I'm already maxed out on time with work and being a single parent and everything else that I was doing. And somehow in 12 weeks, I was able to commit to carving that time out. Some of those runs started at 4:30 in the morning. Some of those runs started at 11:30 at night. It didn't matter. I carved out time because it was important to me. And the only reason why I'm sharing this story is because if someone would have asked me prior to that, do you think you could do that? I would have said, no way, I don't have the time to do it. And it turns out that that year, I made time to do it while I was writing a book. I was writing Knitting Outside the Swatch at the time and running my business and taking care of Marlon as a youngster. But like I said, it was working at crazy hours, and it was training and running at crazy hours. But it was only for 12 weeks, and I did it, and I'm so proud of it now. And my medal is one of my most cherished, one of my most valued trinkets that I own. I keep it in my jewelry box even. I'm super proud of the time and commitment that I put into doing that. It was amazing. Oh, it's a running streak. That's wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, so let's thank Theopratus for reminding us of this tonight. Time is the most valuable thing a man can spend. So true. And so to just carry on from that, how you spend your time is a great thing to think about, especially if you want to make any changes. Really think about where you're spending your time so you can figure out if there's a way to tweak your priorities to fit that other stuff in that you really want to add. Because it probably is possible if you pay close attention to what you're already spending your time on, because we all get the same 24 hours a day, and some people do incredible amounts of things in that 24 hours, and it's probably because they've thought a lot about their priorities and how to efficiently spend their time. It's possible for all of us to do more than we're doing. It's just about figuring out what's important to you and how to fit it in. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy evening to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed my show and tells and the patterns that we talked about. Hope you enjoyed chatting with me and everyone else here. I'll post links in the video description to what we talked about when the podcast is over. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.